The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
Boy, it may be about 112 outside as you take a walk up Squawk Peak. You may cool off just a bit, but if you come inside here at Chase Field, it is mild, it is comfortable, and it is Major League Baseball. Glad to have you with us. This is Game 4 of a 4-game set. Diamondbacks Nationals, all the action on Fox Sports Arizona. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to the ballpark. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us tonight. Mark Grace will join us here in just a bit. But first, we talk about the pitching matchup. Ross Detweiler, left-hander. We focus, though, on Barry Enright. You see, it was a month ago that Enright was toiling in Double-A. Look what he has done. As a matter of fact, his last 3 starts, he has gone 8, 6, and 6 innings. He has been fabulous. An ERA in his last 3 starts of 2.25. Barry Enright proving he belongs. He proved it in, of course, the world stage in New York a couple of times. He beat the Mets. And I think we learned a lot about Barry Enright because it's one thing to face a team once and make the adjustments throughout the game. But then when you face them again, that's making the ultimate adjustment in the major leagues. Barry Enright is on the mound going head-to-head with the Nationals tonight. We told you Gracie will join us. Rob Dibble will join us as well. A couple of old school guys getting together, talking baseball. Talking teammates, talking maybe about evening the score as well. You're going to love this conversation, and it's next. Just for dealers, Southwest Airlines. Hop online to southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on back here at Chase Field, where earlier today things were quiet, batting practice, national anthem warm-ups, and a couple of old school guys warming up to call the game tonight. Here's Gracie, here's Dibble.
When do you say, okay, somebody's got to pay. Or, no, it's all right, guys, that one just got away. What is the pitcher? Take us through that.
Well, I would, first of all, I didn't need to know. No one had to ever tell me, hey, I need you to go out and retaliate for us. I always felt, listen, my hitters, and I say they were mine because they were my teammates, you have a right to do your job. And if somebody keeps hitting you or trying to hurt you by hitting you, then I have to come in because I throw hard enough to make it matter,
right.
To intimidate, to make it a message that don't mess with us because you're not going to like what happens afterward. And that was, Pete Rose was my first manager, Lou Piniella was my second manager, and they were all about, okay, we may not even get you back this series, we may wait till next year,
right?
But we will make you realize that there was a reason why you either got yourself hurt or got another guy on your team. I thought that was more effective too. Like, say a guy hits 3 home runs, or he keeps leaning out over the plate and Cadillacing home run shots.
Right.
Okay, we're not going to throw at that guy. We may dust someone else so that you, say if, we'll just say, and he didn't do this, but say Andre Dawson was Cadillacing. Okay, I'm going to hit you because now you're going to go to Andre and say, hey, you need to knock that off because you're going to get us hurt and I need to make a living. So it was a better effect, I felt, at going after someone else than saying, oh, that guy hit 3 home runs. Well, you didn't hit 3 home runs off me.
Make better pitches.
Exactly, make better pitches.
Instead of getting mad at the guy that hit 3 home runs, make better pitches. And if I'm Mark Reynolds and I'm thinking, okay, right now, nothing. There has been no retaliation yet. But as a pitcher, don't you have to let Don't you have to let one of your star players know, man, I got your back. I got your back. That hasn't happened yet. If you were a hitter in this situation, would you be upset that nothing's happened yet?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And or there's other ways too, and you know this, that okay, Mark has every right to break up a double play and take our shortstop into left field or run the catcher over, and we see that a lot too. That guys that have gotten hit, I know Prince Fielder just did it, where he got hit and he had a chance. He actually ran through a stop sign to knock the catcher over. And so as if an everyday player thinks, okay, if the pitching staff doesn't have my back, then I'm going to have to take care of this. Or one of my teammates that plays all out all the time. I just think baseball is a clean sport, and it should play hard, and it's a contact sport. But it shouldn't be played out of control or reckless where somebody could get injured.
Pretty clear the tone has been set for this telecast. It'll be interesting to watch Barry Enright work against fellow big leaguers. He has earned the right to say that now. We'll talk more about it throughout the ball game. We'll hear a little bit more from Rob Dibble. You'll hear from Mark Grace throughout the evening as he sits to my right.
I'm here.
Barry Enright ready to roll, 24-year-old right-hander. Bobby Crosby in for Mark Reynolds. Reynolds a scratch today for obvious reasons. As that one cranks things up. We are underway. It's outside. 1-0 the count to Bernardina. Roger Bernardina, 274, 6 home runs, 30 RBIs. And that one is fouled off. Boy, he showed a real penance to take it the other way and let the ball travel yesterday. Let's take a look at Barry Enright's numbers, brought to you by our good friends and partners with the UPS store. And there's a lot to like there.
What I like is the fact that he's throwing a lot of strikes. He's not backing away from these big league hitters. Just like that, continue to just pound away with the fastball in the inner part of the plate.
The first pitch strike machine. Gets there 63% of the time. That's well above what the average pitcher does in the big leagues. He is a strike thrower and early in the count. Breaking ball bounces in there. 2-2 the count. We were talking about it a bit as we came on the air. Enright in New York went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. 86 pitches overall. Eventually the bullpen couldn't hold it. It was a 5-4 loss, but he pitched just fine, thank you very much. That one is fouled off. And Gracie, there is something to learning how to make in-game adjustments, which he talked about after his first start or two, but then facing a team very quickly in the major leagues too. One time here and then about a week later he faces the Mets again.
Yeah, you got to change your game plan because those hitters are going to remember the way you pitched them.
Chopper right to the bag. LaRoche is there. And an easy chance. Let's take a look. 1 through 9 as penciled in by Jim Riggleman. Bernardina, Adam Kennedy had a nice night last night. Zimmerman, Big Adam Dunn hit a couple. He has hit 3 in this series. Tape measure blast. Willingham, Morse, Desmond Nieves, Ross, Detweiler. There's Jim Riggleman. He was out working early today watching Steven Strasburg throw in a simulated game. And I give the young man credit, the young, no longer a prospect, the young star in the big leagues in Strasburg. He did all his work roof open, about 112.
Woo.
That pitch is low. 2-0 the count to Adam Kennedy. Adam had a nice night using the big part of the ballpark last night. Takes away 3-0 the count. 20 runs batted in. Taken all the way, and a walk there for Enright. This is earlier today, Gracie. You see Enright working. This is Steven Strasburg out of San Diego State.
Goodness.
Steve McCaddy is pitching coach.
Well, somebody forgot to tell the catcher that he throws hard.
Well, that first swing and a miss and just the quietness of the ballpark and the explosion.
I was just happy to actually see him throw a baseball. The last footage of him, we had him in throwing his bullpen, but he, never threw.
I know.
He just, a big stride and nothing. It's actually good to see him with a baseball in his hand.
I think somebody was pulling the wool over our eyes. I don't think he threw a bullpen last time out. Kind of a shadow bullpen.
Yeah.
The 0-1. He was throwing it today, though.
That looked like it. Shoulder looked pretty healthy to me.
He looked just fine, thank you very much. We will be all over the ballpark tonight. Love traveling around with you. The 1-1. Breaking ball stays high. Be careful up there. 2-1 the count. You were talking last night about Zimmerman, his ability to hit it out, Gracie, but how he is more of a pure hitter. Rick Eckstein, their hitting coach, older brother of David Eckstein, saying right on the money, that's a perfect description. He said for Adam Dunn, it's a little bit about the distance on his homers. High pop up. An easy chance for Stephen Drew. Let's get down into that locker room for the Nationals and right away an update on how everything went. You just saw the video for Steven Strasburg. Here's Jim Riggleman.
I'm almost encouraged that he's frustrated with his mechanics, because that means that he knows he's got to continue working. He's a work in progress, and he knows that when he goes out and does his bullpen on Saturday, it's not just getting his arm loose. It's working on things, and it's fine tuning. And you know, he's a great worker, so I know he's going to be very driven on Saturday to have a good bullpen and get ready to pitch Tuesday.
Well, and there you have it. And the one thing he was speaking of is the count is 0-1 to Adam Dunn. Is that he was a little bit frustrated with his mechanics, as he mentioned, and tweaking. When you sit for a while and you stop throwing in games, things change. And for a young pitcher, that's a bit of a shock to the system.
I would imagine it's going to be when he gets back on the mound. Now there's going to be people in the stands, tens of thousands of people in the stands, usually sellouts when he pitches. But he is very good for the game of baseball.
There within lies the reason we're speaking of it very early in this ball game. There are very few that explode onto the scene, especially in my generation of calling ball games, like this young man. Dare I say, none.
No.
The 1-1. Adam Dunn went around. Yes, on the 15-day disabled list, retro, of course, to July 22nd. He will start Tuesday. He will start Tuesday, and then will start Sunday against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So a week from this Sunday in Washington, he will be facing the Arizona Diamondbacks, barring any setbacks, which he appears on the fast track to be ready to go. Breaking ball, strike three over the outside corner. Big Adam Dunn. He'll watch a lot of pitches. That one a hammer. Sends him out to first base. Meyer Jr. just going over signs. Sometimes he will assist in calling a pitch or two. Other times that's about just picking over.
Yeah. Pitch outs.
That's exactly
pick
right.
Off throws. And sometimes, hey, good time for a breaking ball right here, like the big Adam Dunn to strike him out.
Let's take a look. 1 through 9. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Young, it's Johnson, it's Upton. LaRoche has had a big series. Rusty Ryle, Bobby Crosby in for Mark Reynolds. Reynolds hit 2 nights ago in the head. It's Drew, it's Hester, it's Enright. Reynolds had to come out of the game. Those eyes glazed over last night. He just didn't feel right again. He's available to pinch hit according to his manager. We'll see if we see him. I'd just soon not see him. No offense to Mark Reynolds.
I agree with you. Get your noggin healthy. Baseball can wait.
You bet. You bet.
Baseball's not going anywhere. But your brain's health and your health is a little more important.
1-2 the count to Young. That was an easy one for Kirk Gibson today. You're a team right now that's playing to look at players. Certainly playing for pride. This weekend we'll be playing to spoil things in the case of the San Diego Padres. But you're also planning ahead as you face left-hander Ross Detweiler. Just a couple of starts in the big leagues. The numbers have been good as that breaking ball is strike 3. High in the zone, but it's called strike 3. One more time for Detweiler. That's against Philadelphia, and that is at Milwaukee. Both shorter starts. Pitched very effectively, though, against the Phillies in a no decision, but a win last time out for Washington.
A tall, lanky drink of water throwing from the left side. Ross Detweiler starts his evening with a strikeout of Chris Young on a breaking ball. Nice pitch. They'll bring up hard-hitting Kelly Johnson.
Kelly hits .296 this year, has 32 hits against left-handed pitching. .364 on base against southpaws. Boy, that zone out there a bit. 1-1 the count. Cowboy ready to roll tonight. Joe West behind home plate.
Oh, dear, he got drilled. He just got drilled. They're calling it a swing, though, unfortunately for Kelly Johnson. They're calling it a swing. And if the ball hits you, it doesn't matter. If you swing the bat, it goes as a swing and a miss. Here it is, right up in his forearm. But that is a swing. Well, that was up in the face area as well. Why is that going around?
Kind of a one-way street right now. We'll see what happens the rest of the ball game. 1-2 the count. Of course, Mark Reynolds.
And it's not from either of those two guys.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I want to make that crystal clear.
Colin Ballister. That's how you even the score for Kelly Johnson. That feels good.
You doggone right, that's how you even the score. Go right back through the box, even harder than he threw it. Take a look, see? Bang! Well, that's pretty. Kelly Johnson hangs in there. I mean, you just got one right near your lips area, and the very next pitch, you hang right in there and just drive it back up the box. Big respect right there from me to Kelly Johnson.
Well, Kelly is now 13 for his last 32 against lefties. That's a 406 clip. 406, a double, a triple, and a couple of homers. Justin Upton with a ball that cuts over the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Joe West calls balls and strikes. Angel Hernandez is the first base umpire. Dan Bellino is out there at second, and Rob Drake is at third. Pretty good pitch. That one is called low. Looks like a slider there. It looks like it's early on. I mean, we've seen the scouting reports, but fastball, occasional slider, curveball, and changeup for the left-hander, who, by the way, in AAA pitched very well this year, earned the right to be here. Or I should say AA did the majority of his work. Justin fouls it off. 2-2 with a 2.27 ERA with stops in high A ball and AA. He had spent some time higher than that last year. But again, getting pretty quickly to the big leagues. An 07 pick. And he is facing tonight an 07 pick. Boy, he missed his spot by quite a bit there.
Tried to go up in the zone, ended up missing down and in.
2-2.
A very talented, very young pitching staff the Washington Nationals run out there, Darren. And they're getting better by the day.
Over the outside corner, that's strike 3. Well, you talk about youth and you talk about talent. You go back and you look at the last couple of years in the draft for the Nationals. Bryce Harper, the phenom, the youngster junior college in Nevada, unsigned at this point, number
not
one
even
overall.
close.
Strasburg, we know all about him. Aaron Crow ended up with the Royals. There's Ross Detweiler. So Detweiler on down that list. And, of course, we're all well aware of Ryan Zimmerman. And Steve McCaddy went on to talk when we were getting some thoughts from Jim Riggleman. I asked Jim about, as that breaking ball is a strike, that pitching coach's role with the development of pitchers like Detweiler and even Steven Strasburg. And Riggs said, I hate to say that the old double standard might be back, but it is at times. I mean, if you are a very important part, we're going to watch you maybe a little bit closer. But he went on to say we watch them all. Riggleman making the point that veterans just understand their bodies a little bit better. Understand when it's time to maybe take a break. So there is a lot of pressure on Steve McCaddy. One and one to Adam LaRoche.
Oh, what a good pitch right on the outside corner. Mercy. And what are you going to do with this, folks? If you're a left-handed hitter, you got a left-handed pitcher dropping him right on the back of the plate. Beautiful pitch. Well, you take it and hope you get a mistake here. That's all you can do.
Well, Kelly Johnson got a breaking ball that stayed up. The 1-2 to Adam. Oh, he's got Kelly picked. And the big fella fires. Adam Dunn with an accurate throw. So frustrating there for the Diamondbacks. Colorado Tourism. Start planning your Colorado summer break today at Colorado.com. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go for and by The Other Guy, starring Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. In theaters tomorrow. It's butt-gusting fun.
It will be.
Or gut-busting fun.
Did you get a Freudian slip?
I don't know what I got. 1-0 the count to Josh Willingham, and I probably would have slid it by all of you if I wouldn't have told you.
You know what? I had a little flag go up, but I wasn't sure, so I was okay, no problem.
It's good stuff.
But it's gusty weather out there. I understand.
It is gusty. You never know which way the wind blows. 1-1 the count. As that one is low. 2-1 the count to Josh Willingham. Dan Herron took the mound tonight for the Angels. Was on the hook to earn himself a loss. And then Torrey Hunter came up with a big home run. Joe Saunders on watching, former Angel. And they're still playing bottom of the ninth, a 4-4 game. It's been a tough go for the Angels, his old club. They are 2-6 since the acquisition of Dan Haren. That's a slider. It stays high. 3-2 the count. To Josh Willingham. Enright, 24, born and raised in Stockton, California. As that one is outside, it's ball 4. Jack in the box thinking outside of the box. And of course, it was on this date. A little bit of Dodgers history that I'm pretty familiar with. They just slid this one by me. The all-time strikeout leader in the history of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Don Sutton, on this date.
How many did he finish with?
About 3,700.
3,700. Golly. And that's somewhere around 6 or 7 all time?
Somewhere like that on the list. He did it in a grinding, workmanlike fashion, but many people, boy, good pitch inside. Many people don't realize that he holds just about every single Dodgers pitching record career. Because he just took the ball every 5th day and
didn't throw 96, 97 miles an hour. Just had a good curveball. And boy, isn't it amazing what happens when you can hit a corner with your fastball? Elevate when you need to, keep it at the knees when you need to. Great control. And also some guts of steel. That helps. He was always happy when he got that quality start. 6 innings, 3 runs or less. He was, oh boy. He came home so giddy those nights, didn't he?
Well, I think when he was 40.
Exactly.
But before that, no, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was 40, 41, 42, 43, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, if somebody would have told a younger Don Sutton, oh, that was a quality start. You only gave up 3 runs in those 6 innings. He'd punch you right in the mouth.
The 1-1 is a breaking ball. Speaking of curveballs, 1-2 the count to big, strong Mike Morse. He's got 7 homers. He's got those 7 homers in 99 at-bats. You got to think that the future's pretty bright for this gentleman. He can keep honing his baseball skills. I mean, that is hard to explain power. 1-2 the count. Enright has rolled up 6 double plays. Now, it's interesting because he is not so far in the big leagues, and it's now 6 starts, so you can look a little bit closer. But he's not necessarily getting his outs on the ground, which tells you he's pitching. Because when he needs some outs on the ground, he's been able to get them. Overall, though, he's been a fly ball pitcher. That one belted to right field, sending Upton back. That's the kind of strength we're talking about. Letting a breaking ball travel and nearly hitting it off the wall to right.
Hit it a long ways on a line. Justin Upton was playing him deep, and fortunately he was able to get back there and snare it. And he has got some thunder in his bat. He stays on the breaking ball nicely, drives it the other way. And on a line, I mean, sends Justin Upton to the track. And he hauls it in nicely. Talking to Rob Dibble earlier, he was talking about pitchers, starting pitchers going deep into games and whatnot. He would like to see more of it, and he feels like he's starting to see more of it. And he's like, in the 6th inning, and you're winning, the W and the L goes by your name. Why would I, if it's not the closer coming in, why would I want like the 5th or 6th best pitcher on the team who's not good enough to be a starter to come in my game? And boy, that makes a lot of sense. Why can't I continue to be the bridge?
Ian Desmond, a rocket shot. How far will it roll? Young gets there, fields it on a backhand to the cutoff man. So runners on 2nd and 3rd. We didn't have a chance to mention Ian Desmond, the same kind of thunder in his bat. Maybe not quite as many homers, but that same kind of strength that Mike Morse has.
Man, was this ball tattooed? A hanging breaking ball. And boy, Stephen Drew was a little tardy on his jump, and I can understand why. That ball was blistered. So 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and a meeting on the mound.
Yeah, that was a great conversation. You folks heard just a small part of it. I know that it'll be shared more when the team goes to Washington next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend.
Well, Darren, I don't care if Will Nieves, who is the hitter in the box right now, I don't care if he's hitting 180 coming into this. I'm not messing with him. I'm putting him on, and I'm taking my chances with the pitcher, Ross Detweiler, with 1 out, and I'm loading him up.
Well, it's not an intentional walk, at least not to this point. Hester given a sign. Right back to the mound. He's got him cut off there and run down. Throw home for Crosby, who will trail back in. Just run him all the way back with the tag. And who did they get? Which runner did they get? Either way, it's an out. Willingham is out. Desmond, he executed a pitch, and Enright did a nice job athletically fielding his position. Threw it to the right spot.
Well, as I said, I got to go after Nieves and get the comebacker. A nice job. Makes a good throw over to Crosby. And now, once third base is occupied, just run him all the way back, tag both of them, and let the umpire decide who is out. And it is the trail runner that is out on that play, because that is considered, you have run the occupied guy on third, which was Willingham. You've run past him, so you are out. So the rundown was nicely done as well. 2 big outs.
Over the inside corner, it's strike 1 to Ross Detweiler. You can't shrug those shoulders and relax now, though.
Very true.
Detweiler, certainly an inexperienced pitcher with a bat in his hands, just 0 for 3, struck out once. It's 0-2 the count. I'll tell you, knowing what you said and agreeing with what you said, I'd love to know, and we'll find out, how that conversation went down. There was a reason for the visit. I'd love to know what Barry Enright said.
Yeah, it's obviously it was probably one that, which would be amazing. Here's this kid with less than 5 big league stars, but what do you want to do, kid? Do you want to go after him, or do you want to put him on? I'll bet you Enright said, I want to go after him.
Good stuff from that man.
Gonzalez got his game-winning hit in 2001 for the World Series. I was sitting at home in 6th grade, and I absolutely loved it. I was screaming and yelling everywhere. Called all my friends. We were so happy. Diamondbacks finally won.
Welcome to the weigh-in, your way into tonight's broadcast. All you have to do is to log on to twitter.com/FoxSportsAZ and share your thoughts on our discussion topic. with the Luis Gonzalez number retirement on Saturday. Where were you when Gonzo got his most famous hit in the 9th inning of Game 7 of the World Series? The most memorable comments will be revealed later in the broadcast.
Diamondbacks finally won. Didn't want to wait those 4 years, did he?
I guess not.
I'd like to introduce that young man to some Cub fans.
Adam LaRoche leads it off. And he goes down the line, heading into the corner, rattling against that wall into the triangle. So Adam touches first into second with his 24th two-bagger of the year. Here's another one, hitting over 300, well over 300 against left-handed pitching this season.
That's why these guys are good weapons to have in your lineup. You don't have to platoon these guys, and that is Kelly Johnson and Adam LaRoche. They can handle lefties. They've handled lefties in their careers. That's just one less guy you have to carry on your ball club. Okay, we need a right-handed hitting first baseman. No, you don't. You've got Adam. Okay, well, we need a right-handed hitting second base. No, you don't. Kelly Johnson's got that covered.
There you go.
Oh, wearing the old school jersey like Gonzo. Gonzo was a Cub as well.
Well, he certainly was. A Cub, a Tiger, an Astro. Rusty lifts that one up and into the seats. Hey, don't forget, anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. So we'll see you there tomorrow.
Really now?
We are on our way. 0-2 the count. Breaking ball bounces in there. 1-2 the count. Ryle, another one that hangs in there against lefties. Ryle this year hitting .328 against southpaws. Slugging percentage of over 500. .534. Goes the other way. Big Adam Dunn unable to make the play. Come on down, Adam LaRoche. Ryle running hard the entire time. The Diamondbacks lead it by a score of 1-0. Big Adam Dunn. Now he giveth. He giveth to the Nationals, and now he giveth to the Diamondbacks.
Well, great job, first and foremost, by Rusty Ryle. Giving himself up, driving it to the other side, forcing Adam Dunn, who just doesn't get the tailgate down. You just keep hitting homers, young man. And the Diamondbacks get off to a very fortunate 1-0 lead. But a great job by Rusty Ryle, hitting it to the right side, sacrificing himself, moving the runner over.
Bobby Crosby base hit right field. That's good to see. He's racing on around. Rusty Ryle come on down. Bobby Crosby with a double. How good does that feel for a gentleman who hits just .222 this year, has battled injuries the last handful of seasons after winning the Rookie of the Year in Oakland in 2004. He came over in the Chris Snyder trade.
Thinking right side the whole way again, gets a fastball away and just smokes it over the head of Adam Dunn. He trades places with Rusty Ryle with a double. The Diamondbacks looking to make big noise here in the bottom of the second.
And of course, in place of Mark Reynolds, Crosby getting his opportunity. This is his 37th start at third base in his career. And this is a gentleman that had started nearly 600 games at shortstop. He has made it clear, I am learning, and he started last year, I've got to learn to be a utility player. That's how I will stay in the big leagues.
No, that's where his future is. You're exactly right. It only increases your value when you can play more than one position. Yeah, the team you're on might be rock solid at shortstop. Well, okay, can't play there. There might be a Jose Reyes or somebody like that there, or a Derek Jeter. Okay, well, but we might need some help at second base. Can you help us there? Well, yeah. Not only can I play there, but I can play it well.
1-1 the count. Breaking ball is low and in. We have learned out of the gates about both Bobby Crosby and Ryan Schertz, the position players of the three that came from Pittsburgh, that there are reasons that with low numbers this year and low numbers last couple of years, they're still in the big leagues. It's the people and the players they are and the way they carry themselves. Now, that doesn't do you favors forever. You still at some point have to deliver.
Yeah, you got to play.
But both are guys, and I can tell you this after just a week or just a handful of days, that you find yourself pulling for out of the gates. Hope that maybe this is the place, or either they turn their career around and there's a fit here, or there's a fit somewhere else because they turn their career around here. One or the other. He was 1 for his last 25, by the way, Crosby, before that double. And Gracie, you made a great point, I think. Both guys were awarded the baseball god smiling on both Ryle and Crosby for going the other way.
Going the other way, trying to move the runner up first and foremost, and then getting the bonus by getting the RBI, driving him in, and scoring the run. Good at bat by Drew.
All right, here's Big John Hester,
who hit a tape measure home run the last time he started in New York, Sunday afternoon.
Now they just wrapped up in Baltimore. The Orioles beat the Angels. Thanks.
That was Dan Herron's start, wasn't it?
It was Dan Herron. Angels are now 2-7 since they have acquired the right-hander. And we talked a little bit about Hester's numbers in AAA this year, Gracie.
I know 370.
370.
Want to tell me some more?
Well, 440 on base, 7 homers, slugged almost 700.
Golly.
I mean, just hammering people. The 0-1 outside.
Tell you what, with the way he was hammering people, he ought to be in Flagstaff.
What's going on up
there?
there?
With those Arizona Cardinals.
The Big Red
I
Rage.
mean, hammering people up there. Adrian Wilson.
I heard about that.
Just lowering the boom on some folks up there.
There's a little bit of boys will be boys going on up there.
Oh, love to see that trickle on down here to the valley.
The 1-1 is low. 2-1 the count.
You know, kind of the snow melt from Flagstaff. Just have some of that energy. Trickle right on down the hill. Get our own little Donnybrook here.
Well, it's been time for about 3.5 months. There's that one to the right side. Taking a shot at a Texas leaguer. It's a 2-2 count. Yeah, Hester down in the minor leagues hit .396 against lefties this year. .396. Every time a Diamondback hits a homer this season, it's a Fulton Holmes homer. $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. That's something good to remember. Popped it up. Rattle around down below. Two and two the count. Good looking shot there. Breaking ball high in the zone, but the same pitch that got Chris Young. Not a pretty one, but it was a strike.
It's getting the top of the zone. He's gotten a couple of hitters to give up on it, thinking it's going to stay high, but he's got some late bite down into the top of the zone. Big time pitch. At a pretty important time there for Detweiler. Now you ask yourself, do you want Barry Enright to bunt here, and it still takes a base hit to score a couple, or this kid can swing the bat a little bit.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I might just let him swing away here, Darren. What do you think?
Well, I'm all in with letting him hit. He can bunt, too. Now, it's a high fly ball to center. No double play, but the runners don't move up.
Well, if there was ever a great time for a pop-up, that was it.
It's true.
According to sabermetricians.
Well, there are times, Gracie, when a strikeout is so much better than a ball that's put in play.
Oh, yeah. So much better than a double play, right?
Chris Young gets ready to dig in our Amica Insurance hit zone. I'll tell you what, we have learned that every pitcher in the league pitches every hitter down and away.
And I think that's the way you're taught, isn't it?
And if we just say Amica Insurance 3 times a game, we'll just tell you that. We love Amica Insurance. They're great partners.
You'd be an extremely wealthy man, I'll bet, for all the times the pitching coach came out to you and Darren and said, keep the ball down.
I mean, I'm stunned we don't see that graphic and there's not a whole bunch of pitches that are right down Broadway and middle in.
We're the blue area.
Right, that's where all the hits are.
That's what I'm saying.
The 2-0. Right off the end of the bat, somehow he got him down and away. But how about a couple of hitters being rewarded for going the other way? Rusty Ryle and Bobby Crosby. Barry Enright ready to roll, working quickly. Just a handful of warm-ups. Let's play baseball. The right-hander out of Pepperdine. Strike one to Roger Bernardina. Enright, as we mentioned, in his last 3 starts, opponents hitting just .239 against him. And boy, do you love when a speedy hitter like Bernardina drops those hands down in that back shoulder and pops up. With an update on Mark Reynolds, third baseman for the Diamondbacks, hit a couple of nights ago. Let's bring in Jody Jackson. Jody?
Well, that's right, guys. And as you mentioned, hit in the head a couple of nights ago. Last night started, but had to leave the game. He just wasn't feeling right. The good news is, though, he did pass all the tests once again. It doesn't appear that he has a concussion. So that is terrific news. He said that as the game went on, 6th or 7th inning, he just wasn't feeling right. The game was just going too fast for him. So he's going to take a couple of days off and relax. The doctors did say that even though it's not a concussion, sometimes it takes a couple of days to, quote, get the cobwebs out with a head injury like that. Mark has never had any type of head injury, so he didn't know what to expect. One note, though, the guy that now sits next to him in the locker room is Ryan Church, and Ryan Church was extremely relieved to know that there was no concussion. Ryan has suffered 2 concussions in his career. In fact, one in 07, one in 08. In 08, it landed him on the DL with post-concussion syndrome twice. So Ryan Church, a newcomer to this team, but was able to talk to Mark Reynolds and, you know, obviously very happy that it was not a concussion.
Thank you, Jody. We appreciate it. Any positive news is good news, but you're just optimistically cautious. And you love seeing him watch and get treatment and rest. Adam Kennedy went the other way a lot last night, not this time. Out of here. Boy hit a basket full of homers in the postseason in 2002 as the Angels won the World Series here in Washington. He knocks one out of here for just his third of the year, but that was clearly a no-doubter.
Oh, when you fall behind 2-0, 3-1, and you have to be a fastball pitcher, even guys that aren't power hitters, well, you turn them into power hitters. Right down Broadway, belt high, and Kennedy knew it. Way out of here.
You remember Robert Fick?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me those swings don't look alike.
Very similar, you're right. Very similar.
Both Northridge products.
The uppercut swing.
Northridge, where Adam came from, it's a program that has had an interesting history. You know, domination in the 70s at the Division II level, some struggles, then back up to the Division I levels. It's a nice program with a
Very
good history.
Program.
As that one is away. 2-0 the count to Zimmerman. Now, when you were playing at San Diego State, now Northridge wasn't a team you guys regularly played, or were they?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Right there, okay.
Just one big city away, and that's Los Angeles. But yeah, we played plenty of teams like UC Riverside or Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, places like Cal State and Northridge. The state schools kind of play each other.
Mm-hmm. A lot of great baseball out there. I mean, a ton of it. 2-2 the count to Ryan Zimmerman.
Cal State Fulton, Cal State LA, San Diego State, San Jose State.
Kennedy from Northridge, and kind of that same approach that his good buddy there, Robert Fick. You remember he turned the lights out on Tiger Stadium with a swing a lot like that when the last hit ever, a homer. Bouncing ball. Crosby boots it, Drew right behind. Tried to pick up his mate. So Crosby, as we mentioned, in the big leagues, making a start over at third for just a handful of times. 38 start. That'll be an error.
Well, that'll probably be his first error as a third baseman. Johnny on the spot with Stephen Drew and almost got Ryan Zimmerman. We just hate to give those extra outs, especially in the middle of this very powerful Washington Nationals lineup. I mean, you've got Zimmerman. Now you got Big Adam Dunn, Josh Willingham. Some big boys to deal with now, some powerful boys.
Oh, 0-1 the count. Adam Dunn struck out, looking at a curveball back in the first inning. And was talking with himself. Let's see how he responds. Happened the other night, same situation. He homered later in the game. As a matter of fact, we caught him in the dugout. He took a fastball right down the middle, and we caught him saying in the dugout, right down the middle.
Yeah. And then next two times up, he hit two balls that really turned into Titleists.
The 1-1. Changeup is outside. 2-1 the count. Adam's deep, not nearly as deep as the other Adam, the bigger fella. The 2-1.
Beat him with the fastball.
Isn't that interesting? His homers last night. I tell you, I'm going to ask you folks at home, most of you know a lot about baseball. Did he get either of these, folks?
God. All you have to do is listen to his teammates' reactions. Those big telephone poles sticking out of his sleeves.
Into right field, up to Racing. Will have to play it on a hop. So the big fellow with a base hit after the error. So homer, error, single, and something to brewing against Enright. The D-back leading it 2-1.
Breaking ball stays up in the zone. Dunn hits it with some top spin. Justin looked like he wanted to come in and give it an effort, but he plays it on a hop, I think, wisely.
Does a lot of things this year wisely in comparison to in the past. Would athletically and aggressively, almost like a free safety, go after baseballs, and Well, Porter trying to reel that in, and it's been fun to watch. Rattles around. How about that? Just walking up, taking her little girl up. Want to get a snack.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Baseball.
That's great. I tell you, I'm thinking about it.
You thinking contract?
I don't know. It's not on the fly, but it's very unique. And it's a mom. She's got her little one with her, and just kind of reacted. Here it comes. I mean, that's clearly an athlete. She's not running from that ball like, let's say, Steve Gilbert, who covers a team for
fine writer
MLB.com. I mean, he runs from every ball that comes his way.
And you can hear him squealing all the way over here.
The 1-1. That pitch is in. Let's see. I mean, just for the sake of the conversation here. Big bounce. Coming in. Yep.
That's a contract.
Yep, contract
That's
right there.
contract.
When she gets back to her seat, she gets a contract.
Oh, yeah.
How about that play? Are you kidding me? Yeah, whatever.
Come on, honey. Come on, honey.
Let's go. Come on. Mom's going to get a cold one now. Crosby with another chance. There's one. Quick turn. That is a double play. The ball finds him after the miscue, and then he starts a double play. Kelly a little springboard off the back of the bag. Swimming with you, one of those days where a pool was necessary. Your pool, if you have one, a friend's pool, a neighborhood pool, a community pool. Boy, it is hot. I mean, it is hot outside. Oh, those mild June evenings. Those are a distant memory. Walk out of the ballpark, it'd be 79.
Oh, was that this year?
That was this June. I mean, beautiful June nights. Walk out of the ballpark now.
We had the roof open in June.
You bet. Walk out of the ballpark tonight after the game. 108.
A million.
The 1-1. Well, we love our yard, and we're glad that you are cool indoors watching us. Thanks for inviting Gracie and I and Jody and these Diamondbacks into your home. We trust your week's been a good one. Inside, 3-1 the count. Kelly suffered kind of a tough break, but he cashed in on it later. A pitch up and in. Went to swing. It hit him. And he, in fact, was told that's a strike. You went around. And Kelly on a next pitch, hanging breaking ball. Right back at you, base hit. We got to go back to our Chaz Roberts cool play. Mom's heading up for a walk. Taking the little one. Got to go. Yep. Right there. I got it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part here.
Where's my dog?
Let's go.
There. Yeah. Come on, move it.
That is great. Now she gets 4 free tickets to an upcoming D-backs game, a discount at the team store for all of her Christmas shopping needs. It's right around the corner. As Upton digs in, swings at one, low in the zone, a little cutter, 0-1.
Upton was a strikeout victim his first time up. He was caught looking at a fastball, and it's nowhere near Christmas yet. It's just early August.
And if you don't believe him, just open your door. We love it. It is clearly our weather. This is our time where we separate ourselves from everybody else. The 0-1. 1-1 the count. What's going on? Yep. That's some ice cream, soda. That is wonderful.
And a baseball.
What a great ballpark
please
moment
come on
that
out
is.
to the ballpark, folks. Bring your kids.
Bouncing ball. Boy, not an easy play. A light flip, but he turns it. Ian Desmond made a great play on a rocket shot, then kind of babied the ball over to Adam. But it was hit so hard no one was bearing down.
In between Hopper. Easily turned there. He was almost surprised there that he caught it. It was hit so hard. Oh, yeah, I got to flip this over to the second baseman. Nice play.
But it was hit so hard that Kelly Johnson was nowhere near second base. Johnson, by the way, reaching there a moment ago, 6 of his last 8 with a walk. 6 of his last 8. All right, here's Adam LaRoche. What do you say, folks? A little 2-out thunder?
Oh, you're ready for a homer, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, he doubled his first at-bat. Homered here last night, late in the ball game. 3-0.
All right, what's going on over there? Yep.
Yeah.
Look what I got.
Look, honey. And the son like, hey, what about me? Well, you just got the Sunday.
3-1 the count. He's thinking, wow. Boy, if that isn't a picture of come on out, as you said, and see us, Gracie, I don't know what is. That's wonderful. And they'll be coming back on us. All 4 of them.
You can text everybody at home, tell them, man, my wife made a great grab and got a souvenir here at the ball game.
She's saying, honey, I'm glad it was me. There's no way you make that play. The 3-2 with 2 outs, a breaking ball, fouled that one off, Joe.
Pitch sails up and in to Adam, but he's just able to nick it off the West Best. It's actually what they call it.
Why is that?
Joe West actually is holds the rights, the patent to that chest protector is a change up for strike 3. They call it the West Vest that those umpires wear underneath their chest. Joe's just a little bigger than most.
Yeah, Gracie, the West vest.
That's right. He's a good man, Joe West. Yeah, I can take that. And he's got the patent to that chest protector. Remember the old balloon that was outside
You bet.
their shirts? Well, Joe invented and patented that you stick inside the shirt now. You're a lot freer to do your job.
Those big balloons created higher strike zones naturally.
That's
You're up
very
and
true.
above it. You saw him hang around the longest in the American League. And that's why the American League, for the longest time, just clearly had a higher strike zone. The 0-1. When really, truly, I mean, it should be almost shoelaces to cap bill.
That's not a very good idea at all.
1-1 the count. And right. A little bit of sink on that one. 1-2. Mike Morris, we were speaking of him earlier. Big power. Drove a ball out. A breaking ball. Took Justin to the base of the wall, and it was a line drive to right. This curveball, boy, was it well executed. Crosby firing in time for the out. Bobby Crosby in there for Mark Reynolds at third tonight. Our AT&T trivia question.
All right, what do we got?
Now you're going to love it. Which manager led the 1969 Washington Senators to an 86-76 record? That pitch is low and inside. Ian Desmond. He even managed some for the club, if I'm not mistaken, when they moved to Texas. Didn't necessarily love managing. Crosby eaten up. I'll tell you, between Morris and Desmond, there are some rockets flying around. Morris a weak ground ball the last time, but hit the ball hard, those two.
2 for 2 now for Ian Desmond. Fastball in, and he just turns it right around and just undresses Bobby Crosby. So 1 out base runner.
Will Nieves with the pitcher on deck. As that one sinks over the outside corner now. It was Nieves with runners on second and third. There was 1 out. Meeting on the mound. Mel Stoudemire Jr. came out. We don't know what was said, but it appeared to be talking about how to attack with a pitcher with 1 out on deck, and he went after him. He got him on a comeback or on a breaking ball. And we think from afar we learned a little bit more about Barry Enright. Again, from afar. Because they might have just been talking about candlesticks. Make great wedding gifts.
Great wedding gifts. Candlesticks are always a good gift.
Oh, and 1 the count. The Nationals 48-60, 12 below. Arizona 40-68. Washington really struggling on the road this year, just like Arizona. And the 0-1. Runner going, trying to stay out of that double play. Washington is 19-37 on the road. Arizona 15-37.
Well, that's officially some lousy road baseball.
Baltimore, folks, is 14-40 on the road. Big swing, fouls it off.
Well, Ian Desmond, just watch him jog back to first base once he gets into his. He just so light on his feet. Start jogging, Ian. Come on, Ian. Ian. No. Even you watch him jog, he's so light on his feet. He's got great speed. He didn't jog in.
That's great support in the truck, by the way. Nice job, guys.
Support, I agree.
Bouncing ball. Crosby. Stephen Drew. Got it.
Jim Riggleman is going to come out and have an argument with Willie Davis, really giving an earful to Angel Hernandez, as is Dan Radisson, the first base coach. I think the Diamondbacks might have got a break here. Bobby Crosby, he's playing some bumper pool over there, and Stephen Drew just keeps backing him up. I think the D-backs might have gotten a break there. Can't really tell from that shot.
Well, Riggleman continuing to chirp out there. The conversation rolls on with Angel Hernandez. Let's try one more shot at it.
I think the Diamondbacks got a break.
They got a break, certainly. But it's one of those so close, so many angles, so tough to call. You get an argument either way. Diamondbacks will take it.
But that is huge right there. Now you got 2 outs with the pitcher up instead of first and second, 1 out, and a bunt situation.
How about Stephen Drew, by the way? That's twice tonight. He has picked up his teammate, kind of on-the-job training over there at third, and Bobby Crosby. This time, Stephen just an old-fashioned, boring 6-3.
He's like, Bobby, come over this one.
Come on.
Come on and boot it to me over here.
Come on. No bumper cars. Well, the old Marines over there talking about third base. The ball is finding Bobby Crosby tonight and beating him up pretty good. And is learning to be a utility player. And right now, third base, it's finding it. All right, the manager that led the 1969 Washington Senators to an 86-76 record. A very good question. Did not have a very long managerial history, but Ted Williams. Some great shots. I wonder if we have any of those of Williams in that Senators. See, there it is.
Didn't really like managing, did he?
No.
Just wanted to hit.
Well, I think a lot of, elite, top-flight elite ball players have a hard time managing. And I'm talking about, if you take the top 10 best ever type players.
Like a Willie Mays or a Hank Aaron, something like that. Yeah, because they expect it. They expect the players they're managing to be as good as they were, or for it to come as naturally as it came for them. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Whoa.
Whoa, hey!
We didn't get moved at the deadline.
Well, there's still a waiver wire.
You never know. Explain the waiver wire, please, for our fans.
I've got no chance of explaining the waiver wire.
You can put a player on waivers, and I'm going to give the very, very, probably incorrect, but the layman's
please do
way to discuss it is if I want to trade Mark Grace, the broadcaster, for Big Adam Dunn, the first baseman, to Washington. Well, if Mark Grace were actually active and a player, I'd have to put him through the waiver wire. I'd have to put him on that waiver wire. If we started to work out a deal, Mike Rizzo and I were working it out. I really wanted Gracie out of here. And I thought Big Adam Dunn would be just a better analyst for me. Well, I'd have to put Gracie on waivers and in order of wins and losses backwards, basically, from the worst to the best.
Baltimore would start.
Right, you could be claimed by Baltimore.
Go take over for Jim Palmer.
And then, I could either, as your boss, just give you to Baltimore. If you claim him, you might have him. Or I can pull him back and we can begin to negotiate a deal with Baltimore.
Okay, let's keep it right there.
So looking forward to Big Adam Dunn. He'll be up here tomorrow night, folks.
1-2 the count on Rusty Ryle. And there's a line single to right field. Beautifully done by Rusty. And Big Adam Dunn will be the first baseman for the Washington Nationals. And not up here with them.
I tell you, it's going to be great.
You got me this weekend, too, pal. You're not getting rid of me tomorrow.
Yeah, he gets the D-backs riled up. What?
Oh, no, you got me tomorrow.
No, you're on network assignment.
Well, no. No.
I get a substitute teacher tomorrow. Bouncing ball, Crosby goes after the first, and it's booted. What's going on at third base tonight?
There's a gremlin over there.
Bobby's saying, I know how you feel, Zim. He's still learning how to play third.
A would-be double play ball. Zimmerman usually a pretty sure-handed third baseman, just can't come up with it. So Diamondbacks get a big break right there. First and second now, and nobody out.
So now Stephen Drew, he walked back in the second inning. Drew hits just 190 against left-handed pitching this year.
Which is puzzling to me, as talented as Stephen is. He's had plenty of opportunities against lefties. It's not just, he's only had 25 at-bats against lefties. No, he's had plenty.
Yeah, there you have it, 94 plate appearances. Handful of walks in there. That's quite a jump in that on-base percentage. Truth be told, when you add 122 points, he reaches at least at a respectable rate. So, you'll be here tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow.
Network
I won't
assignment.
be here Saturday.
Maybe like you had a game in Pensacola, Florida. The 1-0. He's going to have Big Adam Dunn come up tomorrow.
Well, how would he be able to come up and do the game if he's playing first base and homering?
Well, I don't know if you know, but I just put you on waivers.
And nobody claimed me.
2-0 the count.
I was that way in my career too, Darren, trust me.
Somehow I don't believe that. Pitches low, 3-0 the count to Stephen Drew.
Willie Evans coming out with a little disgust in his voice, and you can see anytime you got a manager scratching his head, that usually means the bullpen phone's about to ring.
Three and 1 the count.
Well, get you something right here, Stephen Drew, that you can handle. Something straight like a fastball. Kind of up in the zone around thigh high where you like it, and go ahead and just come unglued.
The 3-1.
That's a quality pitch. It's best to just take that one. Best to just take that one. Not much Stephen can do there. And I'm sending the runners right here. Showing a little confidence in Stephen Drew.
Old skipper Jim Riggleman alerted his entire defense, be ready, they may be off to the races. Let's watch the runners. Dunn back, they stay put. Drew, hard hit baseball into center field. Come on down, Rusty Ryle. The Diamondbacks lead it 3-1. How about Stephen Drew? Below 200 against lefties. That number surprises you. That's what you think you'll see more of, and he doesn't.
just too talented of a baseball player as he extends his hitting streak to 12 games. He got something he can handle. Drove it right back up the box. Rusty Ryle scores easily, and the Diamondbacks just continue to put impressive at-bats here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 up, 3 on.
3-1 the score. 5 hits for Arizona. Both teams have notched that error column. Little number right off the end of the bat. Over to play it. Adam Kennedy.
Out.
That's exactly right. Both runners move up.
Now, I don't think he was trying to do that, but well, if you just put the ball in play once in a while, good things happen. A strike out there, a pop up there, a fly ball there. Nothing doing. But instead, yeah, it's just a lousy ground ball. But, boy, it takes the double play out of order. Jim Riggleman, he's not taking his pitcher out. I think he might be giving a bit of a fanny chewing out here to his defense and his pitcher.
You like this? Manager, knowing something he wants to say, don't send anybody else if you've got something to say. You like it?
I do. I like it a lot. I don't think it's a fanny chewing. I think it's more of a defensive strategy. Okay, I want my corner infielders playing in, and you guys in the middle of my infield, go ahead and play back a little bit. If it's hard hit, go ahead and come to the plate. But if it's not,
I've always liked that.
So the corner infielders are in, and the middle infielders are just a little bit back. As you can see, he and Desmond about 10 feet back from the grass, as is Adam Kennedy.
Enright fly to center back in the second. 4 for 11 in the big leagues with a double with 3 RBIs. Nice job blocking that one up by Nieves. Enright. To be noted that there is action in the bullpen. Colin Ballister is warming. And in his first 10, now make it 11 Major League plate appearances. Squeezes on, he bunts right through it. Crosby is tagged out. He's called out of the baseline as well. Rob Drake pointing that out. Well, Kirk Gibson taking a run at the squeeze, and Enright took a stab at a pitch that was low. So 2 outs.
Well, there's the squeeze. And for some reason, Stephen Drew did not get to third base. He was not running on the pitch. So Enright unable to foul it off, and ends up being a box squeeze and a big out for the Nationals.
Now let's see if Barry can drive in 1 run here. He's trying to drive in 1 with a bunt a moment ago. Bouncing ball, you bet he can drive it in. Stephen Drew, come on down. Bernardino up with it, the throw to the plate. He picked him up. That is, for that young man, his 5th hit in the big leagues, his 4th RBI. He can handle the bat.
That's all it takes, is put it in play. Right back up the box it goes. Stephen Drew beats the throw. And nice job by Barry Enright. Nothing worse than missing a squeeze and having a lead balloon just come over your ball club in the stadium. Now, the only way to get back on track is to find a way to get a base hit. Anybody remember, say, Tony Womack?
Mm-hmm.
I think he did that in 2001 and ended up walking off the Cardinals in the NLDS.
I tell you, love the fact that it's a pitcher with the ability to do that, too. I mean, he has proven himself worthy. We always are careful not to get too far ahead of ourselves. He's a pitcher.
But he's a pitcher that he's a threat at the plate.
That's exactly right. That was an angry fastball there, 0-2 the count. 1-1 the count. Couldn't bunt through a pitch that was down at the shoe tops and away.
Yeah, it was a tough pitch to bunt.
He got his RBI.
Steve right 3. So
Young goes down on strikes. He is 0 for 3 tonight, but Barry Enright is 1 for 2. Failed sac bunt, then an RBI. Well, that's good stuff. 4-1. Then heading on out to section 111 and getting interactive. Getting a chance to play Kachinko. So many great prizes. It's brought to you by our good friends with Gila River Casinos. You'll love it. We all have loved it. And, of course, we're looking forward to doing a game from out there. We're going to have a great time. It's Kachinko. So find it when you head on out. Gila River Casinos.
Oh, it's a terrible idea to do a game out there from the Kachinko area. As Enright pours strike 1 in there. That was a changeup.
What are you talking about? The 0-1. Well, I tell you, he was in the air with a lazy fly ball earlier in the ball game. It was over swinging. He goes to school pretty quick. He realizes his assets. We saw him go the other way a couple of times in this series already.
Yeah, he's a good, talented young player. You're right. And as a young player, you have to continually make adjustments. And Enright's going to continue to pitch him the same way until Roger Bernardina shows him that he can handle those fastballs away. Well, that time he did. So big-time speed on here in the 5th inning for the Battling Nats.
Quest High Speed Internet presents Quest High Speed Pitch. Ross Detweiler reaching 93 miles an hour. Barry Enright 92 miles an hour. Oh, and 1 the. Oh, now we're talking.
Cotton candy.
Wait to see you folks at the ballpark this weekend. Get some goodies. You get some cotton candy. That's some gut-busting fun, Gracie.
Well, it is. On a windy day. She is doing a heck of a job. That looks good. Get that in your wet hair. That'll make mom and dad happy, won't it?
The 0-1. Pitch is low. 1-1 the count to Adam Kennedy. Adam walked. He has homered. He's having a fine series. Seeing a little bit more playing time is Adam Kennedy. The 1-1. Didn't mean to. Checks his swing and fouls it off.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Adam Kennedy have a 2-homer game against the Diamondbacks last year as a member of the Oakland Athletics?
He certainly did. He hits over 300 against Arizona as well. 303 against the Diamondbacks. So when he sees him, he likes him. Last 6 games hitting 350. 1-2 the count. Bouncing ball this time could be a double play victim for 6-3. Adam Kennedy is done.
And Barry Enright continues to roll up double play balls. That's 2 more tonight. Just a sinking fastball. That's as tailor-made as it gets right there. Johnson stays with it to Drew, to LaRoche. Barry Enright once again making a big pitch.
As we talk about, when he gets on his game, he will get outs in the air. But with runners on, and there's nothing wrong with this, gets ground balls. I mean, skewing as a fly ball pitcher, 6 starts in, but a ton of double plays. 8 already this year. This is his 7th start. A lot to like about him. His command of the strike zone, his confidence, his swagger. You knock on wood as you say it out of respect for the young man. That one's coming up this way. Holy smokes.
You got to make that play.
And I didn't.
Who wants it?
We need a, where's the kid? Right there, that kid right there. Yeah, right there.
All right, nice going. Nice going.
That one driven to right field.
Another souvenir.
Unable to make that play. I'll tell you what, Gracie, you described him perfectly yesterday. He's not a home run hitter, a power hitter. He's a complete and pure hitter with home run power. And I think that sums him up, doesn't it? How big's that double play a moment ago?
Oh, man, that's huge, as you said. He just takes a fastball away. Not a bad pitch. I had an old manager that said, son, they ain't good pitches when they leave the yard. And lost in that home run as that one skied to left. Let's see if there's room for Crosby. There's not. Lost in that home run was just a pitiful effort on your part on that foul ball.
There's no doubt it was pitiful. I threw the hands up. I made the effort. I didn't run from it.
Steve Gilbert was over in the.
Come on now. My hands are up going for that ball.
Oh, baloney.
I reached for it. There's the torn up contract.
The torn up contract. There it is. That was going to Darren Sutton. No more. Good
pitch in. It's a foul ball. I sheepishly put the hands up, and they sailed in between them. That ball was scalded, Gracie. Are you kidding me? You can have your contract,
It
pal.
had some velocity coming back here, didn't it?
You can have your contract. I'll take my fingers. I was wondering as I even threw the hands up what in the world I was doing.
Should
have been running the other way.
Say, you needed to get out of the way because that was coming right at your coconut.
Golly. 0-2 the count to Big Adam Dunn, trying to get him to chase up, and he doesn't. Amica Insurance. The home runs, and it's a stunner. Pitches down the middle. He likes it.
Once again, going out on a limb.
2-2 the count. They really didn't back him out of the box, did
No, he grows roots once he gets in the box.
Gracious. This is right at his kneecaps. Let me just.
He didn't even flinch.
The 2-2. Breaking ball is outside. The best part about that near play that I never came close to making was right behind me. Scott Snyder made the play on the line.
He did. He was right there.
High fly ball center field. Chris Young.
Good pitch. Change up 3-2. Probably still shot at Scott Snyder up here.
Boy, what a great play he made. 4-2.
You get, trauma to your head. It takes a couple days for cobwebs to kind of clear out a little bit and feel normal again. So I'm just going to relax and then, just try to get back to normal before I go back out there again.
Our Geico quote, "Take your time, young man. We love calling your games and all that goes along with it, the homers, the great defense, even the strikeouts. We love who you are, but we want you safe." As that one is in. That's Mark Reynolds. Hit a couple of nights ago in the helmet by a pitch. Colin Ballister hit him. Pudge Rodriguez called for a pitch down and away. Reynolds, it was on his birthday, had homered earlier in the ball game. He called for a pitch set up, down and away, and it hit him right in the helmet. And he was down for quite some time. Started to pop up, and his training staff manager told him to stay down.
Oh, he was even, self-deprecating after the game with some humor, laughing it off. But then as time rolled on the next day, you could see he wasn't right at the plate, striking out 3 times. And then he had to come out of the game with some dizzy spells as that ball was smoked.
Big bounce off the wall. Kelly Johnson running hard. He's thinking 3 now as it bounces around off the glove of Morse. That's why you love when it doesn't go over the wall for a ground rule double. A lot of things have to happen to get it back in.
Well, Kelly Johnson just so impressive all year long. Fastball, bang. And he's not just cruising thinking 2. Once it's juggled out there, Kelly Johnson thinking 3 now. Okay, now I'm off to the races, and he gets in standing.
How many times have you heard us say, whether it's with a runner on or a base runner in that situation, as Upton digs in, say tough break for the Diamondbacks as that one got over the wall.
That's exactly right.
That's what we're talking about. In that corner there, a guy who still is on the job training in the big leagues, and Mike Morse. That was not an easy play to come up with it and get it back in.
Well, he's very fortunate that he's 6'6", as that one, we might have an opportunity to play it in play.
Morse comes up with it. Justin Upton puts it in play. There's an RBI at Texas Leaguer. Off the bat of Justin Upton, scores the man from Texas, Kelly Johnson, and for Justin, 54 runs batted in.
all it takes. Just put it in play. Good things will happen. And a good read there by Kelly Johnson, too. He didn't go back to tag up. He went halfway just in case. And once he saw it land safely on the grass, he sprinted on home. So heads up base running as well. Kelly Johnson just having a great year. So D-backs answer right back.
Five to the score. LaRoche. Another lefty on lefty. I'll tell you were chirping about it earlier, Gracie, and with good reason. These are guys in Johnson and LaRoche you don't have to even consider platooning against the southpaw, and they proved you right tonight.
I would be surprised. I was going to say, I would imagine Jim Riggin was going to have to make a move and get his left-hander out of there. Try to keep this a close ball game.
Colin Ballister.
And watch out, folks. Here he comes.
The third time he homered on his birthday. Later in the ball game, Colin Ballister on in relief, hit him in the helmet. Kirk Gibson saying, you know, you better not check on him right now. Cut right above the eye. Was in the starting lineup yesterday. And then things got a bit foggy late in the game. He is sitting out tonight. Again, Pudge Rodriguez, the catcher, called for a pitch down and away. He set up away, and Ballister hit him in the helmet. He had a couple of outings prior to that, hit Ricky Weeks in the helmet as well when facing the Brewers. Five to the score. Rusty Ryle breaks his bat, rolls it past Adam Dunn into right field. Come on down is the call. The throw to the plate, not in time. Ryle with the broken bat single. The Diamondbacks start adding on some more. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it where they were not standing. At least Adam Dunn was standing there, and he couldn't get down and get it.
Adam Dunn has shown he doesn't really like going to his right very much. That bat just goes in half. Justin Upton scores easily standing. Diamondbacks starting to pour it on, and it's taco time.
Oh, I'll tell you what, tomorrow. I told you we'd see him there. I told you.
Oh, man, I'm going to get me some soft tacos tomorrow.
I've been
Looking
telling you.
forward to it.
No, just the crunchy tacos with that deal. 1-1 to count to Bobby Crosby.
I can't get soft ones?
You can get whatever you want. You get soft ones, you're paying for them.
Oh.
Free crunchy tacos. We love crunchy tacos.
Well, I do.
With arms.
No. Hold the arms.
The 0-1. Crosby. Foul ball. As he shoots a breaking ball down the line.
Boy, Rob Drake, the third base umpire. That's about as close as you can get. I mean, this ball, tough to tell there. But maybe just a couple inches foul was all.
Breaking ball. He went around. That's strike 3. So Crosby is down on strikes after doubling in a run and reaching on an error. 6-2 the score. So now Stephen Drew. We peek in from the pool area here at Chase Field. Stephen extended his hitting streak to 12 games earlier in the ball game, hitting .270 on the year, 6 home runs, 34 batted in. They're playing him to pull in the infield. Oh, and 1 the count. Well, tonight is the night this series wraps up. It's been a 31-game series with the Washington Nationals.
But it only seems like about 40.
That one is outside. I feel like I'm one of the voices of the Nationals now. When instead it's Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. Boy, good stuff, you guys, you and Rob Dibble before the ball game.
I enjoyed chatting with Rob before the game. Yeah. Go toe-to-toe with the guy for double figures years. And just pick his brain a little bit, get the pitching point of view, you know, the Ballister Reynolds situation that happened a couple of nights ago. Obviously, there's Rob. Boy. And they deemed him and Charlton and Myers the nasty boys. Boy, they got that right. He was a guy that could regularly touch 100 miles an hour, Darren, back when that was just unheard of.
That's all I can do.
He's got a lot of tattoos.
Oh, he certainly does. We saw him in the interview. 1-2 the count. Chases that one in the dirt. There was a warning issued the other night after Ballister hit Mark Reynolds. Rob Dibble talks about that warning, the timing, and maybe too early.
So for me, there's 2 things. Listen, keep the game safe. You deserve to make a living. You shouldn't have to go up there and have a fear even of reprisal. Of the fact that, okay, because Mark got hit now, Ryan Zimmerman should be nervous or Adam Dunn should be nervous. And that's where you get over this area of it gets out of control.
Sure.
And so I think if the umpires have to control it a little bit more and have a controlled atmosphere, I'm all for it. But I think it starts with the pitchers, and it shouldn't end with one of the hitters being injured.
Your thoughts?
I think he's right on the button. He had a lot of great ideas, and yeah. One thing about Dibbs, he just needs to be a little more opinionated.
Well, I think we could say the same about both you guys. And what I mean by that, Gracie, is you guys are just honest. You're both honest, and I think it's to your credit.
And it's a former relief pitcher's perspective and a former first baseman's perspective, and they couldn't be more opposite. But as far as the positions we played, but I think we look at the game very similarly.
Oh, I would agree. Two and 1 the count. Funny that a couple of guys in their mid-40s can be called old school, though. You know?
That's the way we were taught by, he was taught that way by Lou Piniella and by Pete Rose, his managers, my manager, Don Zimmer, Rick Sutcliffe, Joe Altobelli, guys like Chuck Cottier, another one of my favorite coaches.
Boy, was he, to me, just watching on television, never getting in the box like you, an intimidating figure. Breaking ball inside. Nice job there. A walk. after Stephen Drew goes down a walk to Hester. All right, Barry Enright. Now, there were tons of strikeouts and saves and positive things, but there was also the passion in Rob Dibble. We don't want to make it seem like this is all he did in his career. And this is the intense stuff.
You talk about boys will be boys. Look out!
Don't like the helmet. Boy, I don't like the helmet.
Well, I think Eric Yeldon realized he was giving Big Rob Dibble about 80 pounds right there. He couldn't go out there empty-handed.
Never forget, as the bases are loaded up, and my good friend, one of my favorites, Aramis Ramirez, tried to throw a helmet at Ben Sheets. A little topper, and it's a foul ball. Joel Youngblood is there. Miguel Montero will seek out a worthy fan for that souvenir. Come on, Miggy. While we're young here. Well, there we go. There's that little one gets a ball. It's a nice play. That one is to the right side.
It almost put Barry Enright to his knees, but he still fought it off.
0-2 the count.
Take a look at this. Yikes! But he fought it off.
Put me in for grace.
No, I'm not playing anymore. Oh, probably for my.
Oh, the running. Look at this. He went around. Even though the base is occupied with 2 outs, you can take off. And Enright did just that. It took him a moment to find it, but with 2 outs, even an occupied base, you can head on down the line and reach, and he does so. Can't do it with nobody out or 1 out, but with 2, the race is on.
There's the swing. It gets away. And everybody's safe. That'll go as a strikeout and a wild pitch. And all of a sudden now the Diamondbacks starting to pull away. Still 2 outs.
0-1 the count. Hasn't been a Chris Young kind of night.
No, it hasn't.
7 for 14 this year with the bases loaded. Well, that speaks a lot about his RBI total. 17 RBIs of his 64. 0-2 the count. How about it, young man? All-star center fielder, Houston, Texas, born and raised. Last year at this point, ironically enough, in a game against the Washington Nationals, hit rock bottom statistically, emotionally, went down to the minor leagues. The year it's been this year. Fouls that one off. That one rattles around on the other side, and that's what you're talking about. Steve Gilbert, our fine writer for MLB.com, dropped the ball, but it was only as he was running away from it. He sits back down now. He's a great rider. I mean, you got to read his stuff,
Very
folks.
talented.
He is a terrible athlete. The 0-2 in the dirt.
Oh, poor Steve. Yep, he got you again, Steve.
I mean, we have to tell the truth. I mean, it's our job up here to speak honestly. I'm sorry, Steve. I mean, we can't follow you every time. We have to tell the truth about what goes on over there. The 1-2. Buckled him with the breaking ball, but he puts it in play in time for the out. 3 more runs for the Diamondbacks. 7-2, they lead it.
asking you to weigh in. Head to Facebook or actually Twitter.com/FoxSportsAZ and let us know what you think. Tonight's topic, where were you? What were you doing when Luis Gonzalez delivered that game-winning hit in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series? Here's one we've got so far. I love this name, by the way. At Gibby's Stash. He says, I was right up from third base, row number 20, and he's pretty sure his teeth marks are still in that seat. We'll have more on the post-game show, but great memories to relive, guys. We'll send it back to you. Where were you when Gonzo won the World Series?
Yeah, folks will be talking about it, no doubt about it. As we welcome you back, Barry Enright, we're talking about him. Gracie, your likeness in the Legends race again tonight. Again, what is your record now?
0-21.
They're walking around down below.
That was a stinky race.
Celebrating with the fans. I don't know what your likeness has to celebrate.
I got tackled by one of the, I don't know, there was some presidents out there. And I came in a rock solid third.
Yeah, there you
stinky
go.
Race.
There you see the standings and a big donut hole right there. A big 0. Bouncing ball, it's a foul ball. 1-1 the count.
My poor children. Ridiculed. Even Bono from U2 is rooting for me. The Edge. All the way from Ireland. Sending in their well wishes.
Yeah.
But to no avail. Just awful.
I mean, at one point, are you going to step up and do something about this?
I don't know what else I can do.
Bouncing ball, Crosby.
I might have to just start at Donnybrook myself.
Well, here's the thing, and if
Since
I can
we
be
can't
honest
get one
with you.
with the fellas.
No, we can't. But if I can be honest with you, and I love your boys, and I agree, your children first, but I'm starting to really hear about it. I'll go out to the grocery store. It's embarrassing for me, too, now.
You know, yeah, it's starting to be a trickle-down effect, and I apologize to you and your family, Darren.
High fly ball, center field. Young on the move. Willingham torches that ball. Steve Wise got it. Up and under the balcony into the corner. When I say corner, I mean when that wall juts out there, his own mini corner. That's a fine play.
That's a super play. Fastball in the middle. Willingham got big power. And this is a guy that's 0 for 4 tonight. He doesn't have his dauber down. He goes out there and he saves Barry Enright. You think Enright doesn't appreciate that?
Barry doesn't care what he's done offensively.
Exactly. Here in the 5th inning, that man is 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Like I said, he's not mowing the grass with his lower lip. He's out there playing hard and making plays. I love that.
Now, you wanted an extra base hit when you were hitting, I would imagine is what he is saying to himself. But if I can't get one, I'll be glad to take one away.
If I ain't getting any hits, you ain't either.
0-2 the count. And you can tell that was played by a man that is his center field. There are some nooks and crannies out there that are hard to navigate, and overhangs as well.
Yeah, that had some Steve Finley in it right there, that catch. But now, that's Youngstown.
Oh, Ohio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blue-collar town.
That is a blue-collar town. The Penguins, Youngstown State.
Are they the Penguins?
Oh, certainly.
That's a terrible nickname.
You ever been there in January?
Good point.
It's a great spot, good people. Been there many a time. 2-2 the count.
Love their football there in Youngstown.
Oh, they can play some football. That pitch is up and in. 3-2 the count.
Don't forget that every Sunday is Kids Sunday at Chase Field, presented by Sanderson Ford. This Sunday, the first 5,000 kids will get a back-to-school kit complete with a D-backs folder, notepad, pencils, and more. Then on August 22nd, kids can take home the back-to-school backpack courtesy of Fox.
Two outs.
And I'll continue because it's a really long read. Get tickets by calling 602-462-4794 or visit dbacks.com/Sunday.
Look at that. I mean, that.
He's ready.
If that isn't a young Mark Grace right there.
Got his tank top and everything. That's awesome.
Although it's Matt Williams usually that wears the tank tops on
That's
the road.
true.
You wear the, just the short sleeve shirts. That's a young Gracie look there, but definitely dressed like Matty. There's the strike. Either way, you can't go wrong. Tank tops have kind of been common for the old Marine on the road.
You know what? And he's still got the farmer's tan and everything. He likes them.
It's old school.
Yeah, he likes them. It's very old school. And terrible.
1-1 the count.
But he likes them. Now, I'm not going to tell him he looks bad.
Look at him. He's ready.
Yeah, little Matty.
That one is fouled off. 1-2 the count.
He's ready for a foul ball, isn't he? Got his Baxter button right on the front there.
And somebody tee him up over there. We got to way down in that dugout. Just give him a ball. Please pass the word down to the guys. Inside corner, that's strike three. And while we've been having fun and we've enjoyed it with this young man, that redhead on the mound has been incredible again tonight. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Good stuff, good pictures. And it's been fun to be here tonight. We know it's been talked about. Turnstiles have been good and warm. They haven't been hot over the last few nights, but those that have been here tonight, certainly we appreciate their loyalty, and I think they tell all of you they've had a great time at the ballpark.
I agree with you. Even though some people complain that the crowds haven't been big enough. Certainly understandable. But, boy, they've had a good time. They've seen some pretty good players play some baseball. Last night, saw one of the ultimate sluggers in the ballgame hit a couple of tape measure shots. Here you go, kid. Oh, Dad. Dad, that was terrible. Stop it. Wow. Stop it, Kelly Johnson.
8 for his last 11. 8 of his last 11. What is it you guys say in the dugout? You're in a tree when you're like that?
When you're taking swings like that and hitting ropes, you don't even want to figure out why. Just laugh, have a good time, and enjoy it. Kelly Johnson's flirting with 300 now. He's at 291. I guess 8 for 11 will do that to you.
Oh, and 1 to count. Right around that trading deadline, too, the Giants called. They thought they could offer something like Lucille to get Kelly Johnson up there.
Oh, no. What a fabulous mascot Lou is.
It wasn't much of an offer, and good for the Diamondbacks, this organization, leadership. We need a whole lot more than that. I mean, this is a guy that I think all of us hope is a Diamondback second baseman next year.
I agree with you, Darren. This guy in a season of disappointment, no question. Now, there have been some bright sides. One of them is certainly the play of Kelly Johnson.
Player of the month in April.
A good character guy. A guy that just keeps his mouth shut for the most part, just goes out and plays the game of baseball. Plays it hard, plays it every day. He's not looking for days off. Wait, did a left-hander start tonight?
Yes, he did.
Kelly Johnson played.
That pitch is high.
He's not looking to duck those tough lefties. Man, put me in there. Or, we're going to bring in a left-hander to face Kelly Johnson from the bullpen. Better get a pinch hitter, huh? No, he'll be just fine. And he smashed left-handers this year.
Yeah, you said it. Came in at 296, slugging 600 against lefties. Justin takes that one out of the catcher's mitt. We'll do it again, 1-2 the count. Smack it like Kelly does. That's why we call him hard-hitting Kelly Johnson.
That's it. Oh,
just missed it.
All right.
There we go. Nice. Come on now. The 1-2. Oh, yeah. Enjoying a run around the bases. That's up there in left field. That's up above Friday's Front Row Sports Grill. If you ever make it to the ballpark with your youngsters, when you make it, Futures Field for the youngsters there. Batting cage is behind it. Live batting cage. The sandlot play area to the left. He went around. Yes, he did. That's strike 3. Joe calling it himself. Justin not so sure. Justin 1 for 4. He did drive in a run.
Let's see what Joe West saw. Yeah, that's a swing.
Here is Adam LaRoche. Ballister wants a new baseball. And then there's this guy, even though they didn't come at all in a package deal, it kind of felt like he and Johnson did because they were teammates together in Atlanta, kind of handled themselves in a similar manner. Both have been huge additions this year. 1-1 the count.
Oh, Adam LaRoche has done his drive in 71 here so far, and we're only in early August. I'd be shocked if he didn't get over 100, Darren. Wow. Joe West starting to get a little generous with the strike zone.
Barry Bonds is in the cage.
Oh, good to see Barry.
Here we go.
Yep, I'm done.
Right up there behind the Futures Field, so youngsters can get up there and take a whack at it. Taking a whack at it is Adam LaRoche. He and Johnson both on. No, they weren't a package deal, but they have been dependable, both of them, all year long. LaRoche with a single. Let's bring in Jody Jackson. We had some fun earlier, and I think Jody's about to pay it full circle. Jody?
Well, Darren, a great play out here on the left field line by Jennifer, and I don't want to take a shot at you after the play that you had up
Terrible.
in the booth. You did not make the play.
No, terrible.
But Jennifer did, and so she gets a contract. Here you go, Jennifer. And you know, we were all very impressed by the play. We can tell that you are an athlete, but have you played sports in the past?
I did. I played basketball and soccer in college.
So what were you thinking? The ball ricocheted quite a way. What was going on in the mind? You
Heard it, and I looked up, and I said, wow, I could catch that. And then I did.
And your husband was impressed, right?
I was very impressed, yes. I turned around and was looking for the ball. And I saw she caught it. I was very impressed.
Great job. Connor, Peyton, you guys are impressed with Mom's effort as well. So, guys, we'll send it back to you. Another fine contract given out here at the ballpark.
Jody, good job. Congratulations there, Mom.
And Jody's right. It was a much better effort than yours.
Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, I feel like I should hang my head in shame and walk out of the stadium tonight. And I will. I will. Even on a night when the Diamondbacks look to be victors. The 0-2.
Yes.
So Ryle goes down on strikes. And as I walk out hanging my head in shame with my head in my hands, I'll look down at my fingers and realize they're all still there. And I'll be glad that I didn't touch that baseball.
Great point. All right, going the other way. I like to see that. Putting that ball in play.
Look at that.
Right back up the box. Left-handed hitter.
Look at that. Oh, hey.
Hey, got the security guard. Smoked him right in the chest. Touch them all.
Oh.
Hey.
Whoa.
They do a great job out there, all those instructors.
It's always fun to visit online if you want to find out about those great instructors. I mean, in Major League Baseball, not every team can say they have their own academy, their own training center. And great baseball coaches that hold camps different points in time throughout the year. Check it out online. They do a wonderful job, and a tip of the cap to them. We don't talk about that enough, as Crosby is done for Gerardo Parra. Parra at 248. I wonder why this is.
Bottom of the sixth. Bobby Crosby going to be taken down. I would imagine Augie Ojeda will probably go to third base if it's a defensive replacement. 7-2 ball game.
Three and 0 the count. 3-1 the count. Maybe just wanting to see Gerardo Parra hit in this situation, and Augie Ojeda come out there. And Church walking behind. Put me in, coach, was a look he had. Into left field. Josh Willingham puts it away. It's D-backs baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Online to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on Quest High-Speed Internet. Blazing fast speeds that don't burn up your wallet. Valley Hyundai dealers. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollars. Hyundai, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit valleyhyundaidealers.com. Gerardo Parra stays in. He is in left field. Rusty Ryle moves in. He is at third base. And the night is done as Kirk Gibson shuffles things up a little bit. That's part of what he was envisioning as he pinch hit there. Gerardo Parra. Sam Demmel goes to work. Well, I ask you again, Gracie, for the 7th time this year to weigh in on what you saw as we see the numbers on Sam Demmel from Barry Enright.
He's got some guts. Got some moxie to him. Doesn't seem at all, Darren, to be overwhelmed by the major leagues, even though just over a month ago he was in Mobile, Alabama, pitching in Double-A baseball. But doesn't seem to be overwhelmed at all, and didn't even in his very first start.
No.
Actually beat St. Louis in his very first start. It wasn't the most beautiful start in the world, but he won on the road in a tough place to win.
Against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Exactly.
In the daytime in that ballpark where it flies like a rocket. I mean, here he is again. This is now another outing in which he does fabulous work as Demmel runs that one into Will Nieves. 1-0 the count. Seven to 2 the score. The 1-0. That's pitch.
Good cut fastball right there to the outside corner.
1-1 the count. The 1-1. Left a breaking ball up. It's shot to right. Justin on the move. Toward the line. He is there. So Will Nieves is erased. And this is last night. Gonzalez, a bit of a stare down.
For some reason.
A bit much, quite honestly, on a pitch that was in. Alberto Gonzalez hitting .299 this year. First pitch, right down the middle. It's strike one. 0-1 the count. Bouncing ball. And they can dust a spot off on the bench for him. 2 outs.
We'll have to stare at Sam Demmel from the dugout.
Waiting in the wings, brought to you by Nissan. Bobby Stone, a first baseman, 10 home runs, 43 RBIs. Really pieced things together down in rookie ball, trying to find his way back. 33 runs scored, 14 doubles, 15th round pick. Bobby Stone out of Montgomery, Texas.
Waiting in the wings.
I love that voiceover you do there.
Yeah, it's not me. By the way,
you sound a lot like James Earl Jones when you do that.
I'd love to get his voiceover fee.
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, and 1 the count to Roger Bernardino, one he deserves, by the way, as that one bounces in there. Now Stone in Missoula, going down to Missoula to get some work in and piece things back together, hitting .329. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. You know, sooner or later, he struggled a bit in South Bend. You know, if you're a first baseman, you'll figure it out.
Well, you should, because you're athletic.
The 1-1. High drive, deep right field. Out of here. Bernardino swinging for the downs. We talked about earlier how he knows his place with regard to using the whole field. He was ready for that pitch.
Well, he got to a fastball in. He's a wiry, long guy. He pulled the hands in nicely and just rifled it out of here. This ball is in. He just was waiting on it, got to it, belted it way out of here.
7-3 the score. A little bit of let's go in that dugout. Trying to rally in this ball game. So Demmel misses low. 1-0 the count.
These guys seem to homer a lot.
They do.
These Nationals. At least they have in this series.
That is their third in the ball game. I thought that was the impressive part too about Barry Enright. He had given up 3 homers total in 6 starts. He gave up 2, was unfazed.
No problem. So I'm saying he's just not overwhelmed at all.
It's been a pleasure to watch him here in the big leagues. Now for 7 appearances. Adam Kennedy, fly ball left field. Time to stand up and stretch him out. Ryan Zimmerman, by the way, will lead things off 1 inning from now. I don't want to miss that.
Enright, but what you liked, you saw, and it was a great night for him.
He's not your typical rookie pitcher. He doesn't get rattled pitching with guys on base. In fact, he bears down. I'll explain what I mean when I break down his outing.
And we will do that on Quest D-backs Live as soon as this game is done. Back to the booth, guys.
Looking forward to that. Brad and Joe, your insights. You know what? Dare I say, if I may.
What do you got?
He's not your average rookie pitcher, and Jobo this year in his first full season is not your average rookie analyst. He's done a nice job out there at the set. We're glad he's a part of our team. Comes in early, digs around, has a lot of good thoughts, gives a pitcher's perspective. My goodness.
Which we can always live without.
That's usually the perspective that's the correct perspective. Look at that little cutie. That is wonderful. Miguel Batista. Gracie, I think you have.
That was a brand new one there.
Very brand new one. The right-hander. His career continues. I would imagine you could tell stories for a long, long time about this gentleman.
Oh, I was a teammate of this man when I was for a couple of years here in Arizona. Boy, did he ever win some big games for the Diamondbacks in 2001. You can sit here and say Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, and deservedly so. Those guys deservedly get the bulk of the credit. But boy, did this guy win some big games.
Stephen Drew is erased. Hold that thought for just 1 second. Saturday, don't miss a very special D-backs broadcast as we look ahead. Miller Lite, what's brewing? Luis Gonzalez, part of that team with you guys, part of the World Championship. Coverage begins at 4:30. Quest Diamondbacks Live after the ball game as well. Miller Lite, what's brewing?
on. If any of us position players on the 01, 02, 03 teams, if an opposing pitcher ever took liberties, just hand the ball to Miguel. He was never fearful of dishing out some retribution. And because of that, we loved him. He had your back.
He got 10 back in 2001. And if I listen to you correctly, at least half of those were taken up for teammates, as that one is in.
At least.
Not afraid to pitch in. Either way, you have to pitch in. Has spent his career as a successful starting pitcher at times, but truly a guy who has taken the ball a ton. He is approaching 600 appearances in the major leagues. Good pitch in. Changes arm angles a bit. 238 starts, 96 wins, a 4.53 ERA.
Really was so involved in the community out here. The Native American community, he was very involved. Often off days, drive a long, long ways out to the Native American community, spend hours upon hours with our Native Americans. Boy, they just loved this man as well. We all do.
High fly ball center field. And the play is made out there. And certainly kind of, even though he'd play old school and come up and in, kind of a renaissance man as well, correct? Writer.
Oh, very bright. Yeah, he can. There's one of the Native American communities gave him a flute. And you have to be, there's only a certain, like if he was to hand you this flute, you wouldn't be able to make it make a peep, Darren. You could blow in it all you want, you'd have no chance. I had no chance. He could play the national anthem on it.
Ryan Church pinch hits down the line. That one goes. It's a foul ball. You can always tell as well the type of player that a guy is when he comes back and visits on another team. When not just the folks around that come around want to sit and chat with him are players or executives, general managers, but folks all over the ballpark. I mean, staffers of all type. Part of our production crew going by and saying hello to him, and he's stopping and saying right back.
Just a good man.
You can tell a lot about a person and how many people, and all kinds of people come to say hello and welcome him back. Yeah, Holly had a chance to say hello.
Holly loves Miguel just as much as anybody. And to this day, he still remembers my son's name, Jackson. Always asks about him. Gracie, how's Jack? Jackson was a baby back in those days. Preston was a mere thought. And he still asks, first thing, how's my buddy Jackson?
The 1-2. 2-2 the count, and had such a great line, I thought, a self-deprecating line talking about Miss Universe. When the folks came to see Steven Strasburg, they come to see Miss Universe, and they end up with me, Miss Iowa. Well, Miss Iowa, she didn't take really any true offense.
Who is beautiful, by the way.
He got her to the ballpark. She threw out the first pitch, and they had a great moment together. Will be in the Bronx to take on the Yankees in a showdown between two of the sport's most bitter rivals. It's Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Sprint. It returns this week at 1 Pacific. Esmeralda Vasquez goes to work. Ryan Zimmerman to lead it off.
Well, some terrible news out of Boston. Kevin Youkilis out for the season with a broken thumb. They finally get back Jacoby Ellsbury, and they lose Kevin Youkilis. Just a little outside there with the first one from Vasquez.
The 1-0. 2-0 the count. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Nationals. For the Diamondbacks, 7 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. That pitch is low. 3-0 the count. Zimmerman popped to short, reached on an error, and homered. His 20th of the year. He's got 60 runs batted in. And he homered again. 7-4 is the score. Now, if this keeps up, this could get really interesting. I think it already has.
When you come in a ball game and you fall behind 3-0, 3-1. You have to throw something for a strike, and boy, hitters just love teeing off on that. It's very simple.
It's 1-0 the count as he misses. His 5th multi-homer game this season, as that one is popped foul up and into the seats as it bounces around. Change up. 1-2 the count to Big Adam Dunn.
He is a big old pachyderm, isn't he?
Change up again.
Well, Adam was looking for that. He got it and missed it.
Arizona coming into action tonight. We'll see this one more time.
Oh, he was right on it. I would recommend a fastball on the outside part of the plate here. Not necessarily need to waste one there. Why purposely make it a 2-2 count with something up and away?
See if you can get that ball flying off his fingertips. Trying to find that zip. Change up, done. Line drive up to the plate. Going away. So Upton was back. Johnson was back. There were 2 right fielders essentially with a huge shift on.
Not much room to find any grass out there. Upton showing some good closing speed to run it back. Now meeting on the mound with Hester and Vasquez, and Joe West quickly out there to break it up. Let's go.
I want to give a shout out, by the way, to one of our fine employees, Jerry Darripple. Manages all of our ADA services here for the Diamondbacks. Dealing with some health issues right now. Speedy recovery, speedy return. We don't know what we do without you around here, and we miss you. That pitch is low and in. 1-0 the count. Hang in there, Jerry. And we can't wait to see you back. One and one the count. Willingham crushed the ball to center field. Ended up in right center field up against that 413. Chris Young made a fabulous play to retire him. Should have been extra bases. He crushes another ball. That one is down. Carr has to play it. So Vasquez, not a whole lot of success so far. They get him done, hit a line drive. Ryan Zimmerman homered. Willingham picked on a changeup up, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see the pitch again.
I think it was changeup up.
The visit.
Yep, the visit from Mel Stottlemyre. Trying to find a way to get his eighth inning guy through the eighth inning. Rock it into the stands on a couple of line drives.
Out of Town Scoreboard is brought to you by State Farm. The Rockies, they're battling it. The Pirates, Chris Snyder-led Pirates, winning that one 5-1. I tell you, Mark Reynolds, the only guy to ever homer on his birthday. Oh, wait. No, Eric Kinski did it. Game-winning homer.
Did it today, huh?
And Miguel Tejada, out of that 3-0 lead. 4 homers for Washington, tying a season high. They did it back on July the 7th against San Diego. That one is in. By the way, if Padres win game number 63 tonight, the over-under, if you were to take a look at the over-under for the Padres in wins early in the season, for those that set numbers like that.
Oh, you're going to the Vegas gambling sites.
It was 63. Bouncing ball, looking for 2. There's 1. There's 2. That is a double play.
Rusty Ryle getting it started. Kelly Johnson hanging in there, taking the hard slide, and getting a big double play. Hang in there, Kelly. Here he comes. This season. Take the D-backs with you. Subscribe to Fox Sports Arizona's coverage of D-backs baseball on MLB.tv. Catch every D-backs game live or on demand on your computer.
I like it.
So when you're traveling, Darren, just take the fellas with you.
Well, you watch every game if you subscribe anytime.
That's exactly right.
On demand.
Even if the Diamondbacks have the day off.
Or if you're not with the team. Well, they're in Washington.
Yeah, you're going to get another much-needed vacation.
That's not. No. This is a working trip.
Oh.
It's like your network assignments.
Oh, okay. I thought you were getting another vacation.
No, come on now.
I thought you were being like Jason Lewis.
No, we know better than that. How about Chris Young? Good to see the baseball god smiling on his defensive effort earlier. He pokes one into right field. He had been, as Gracie said, peeking into the candy store. But there, a base hit to right field. Against a hard-throwing reliever, by the way.
And he will move to second base on an error by right fielder Willie Harris. First pitch fastball ripped out into right field. Takes a bite out of Willie Harris's glove. And never hesitating, Chris Young. That's good to see. Good to see ZZ Top here tonight. Dusty Hill. Big Diamondback fans.
Is he now? As Harris is in right field. He bats ninth. Drew Storen is his name.
And he's a good one.
He is a very good one. He was a first-round draft pick, 10th overall of the Washington Nationals last year. 1 year ago.
Here he is.
And look at, here he is, not just getting here, 31 appearances, Gracie. A 2.45 ERA. That one is in.
Where's he out of, Darren?
Out of Brownsburg, Indiana. He attended Stanford. The 2-0. Fastball flipped up into the seats by Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson working on a perfect night. 3 for 3 with a walk, a triple. Trying to add on. There's a young couple listening. Yeah. They got their own headphones. The older couple's got, their own headphones. The younger couple still shares.
Yes. Age and wisdom go hand in hand.
That's right. So I would imagine Storen being an Indiana guy goes to Stanford. Probably spent a lot of time on campus with John Elway.
Right now, he just left Stanford. I mean, like last year.
Oh.
Bouncing ball. Got it. Adam Kennedy. Kind of seemed perplexed by that one. Not that it was an easy chance.
Well, I think he was in his haste. He was going to try to go to third base with that ball and try to cut down Chris Young. And then he lost sight of it, and then I think Angel Hernandez got that call right. It looked like he just beat Kelly Johnson at first base, but a productive out. Here's the Nationals. They're starting to creep back into this thing, Darren Sutton. Nice job of pulling the ball on the ground, getting Chris Young to third base to set up Justin Upton with a big opportunity here. Well, what a block there by Nieves. Man, fabulous. 9 out of 10 times that is a wild pitch. I mean a very wild pitch. Somehow he was able to get that body in front of it, smother it. Beautifully done. Won't show up in the box score tomorrow, folks. That's a ball player right there.
The 1-0. And doing it with his club, by the way, down by 3. Down in this game. He's not trying to keep the tying run from scoring. Catchers will tell you that's what I'm supposed to do, though.
That's true.
They'll tell you that. The 1-1. Upton, fly ball right.
Good stuff by Justin Upton.
Come on down. There's the RBI. There's another run. Just in case they fired all the way home there.
And Kelly Johnson needs to get a bunch of high fives. Hopefully Justin Upton will go up to Kelly Johnson and say thank you very much for setting me up. That was a good fundamental run right there by the Diamondbacks. Manufacturing run's been a little difficult this year for the fellas.
know why you couldn't stay backwards? Because you came out and blew all the shit out there.
0-1 the count to Adam LaRoche. 4 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors for the Nationals. 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Diamondbacks. Fouls that one off at home plate. 0-2 the count. Anyway, the Padres trying to win and go past that 63 win total we told you was their over-under. They're 18 over 500 right now at the moment. Tim Lincecum, by the way, had won 6 of his last 7 in that game, as that one is fouled off. Gave up 6 hits and 3 runs. In his ball game, lost 3-2 to Atlanta. Atlanta and Philly both won. Atlanta still up 2 games. Philly benefiting from a tough call, a missed call in the bottom of the ninth. The fair ball called foul, costing the Marlins a walk-off win. You'll see the highlight.
No kidding. They couldn't go to the replay, huh? Wasn't a homer?
Nope. Right through it, hanging on. Well, 3 outs to get till victory. About Barry Enright, his work tonight, again exemplary. The right-hander who has come up to the major leagues and has been unfazed now in 7 appearances. 7 appearances this year as a starting pitcher. Leaves the ball game in his first 7 major league appearances with an ERA of 2.81. 2.81, and he's certainly deserving of APS Energy All-Star. So, Aaron Heilman goes to work. It's a 4-run lead. And he faces Ian Desmond first. One and 0 the count. Over the inside, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Arizona trying to put this victory in the bank. They will take on Washington again next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend in D.C. A series begins tomorrow with the San Diego Padres for these Diamondbacks. That man will work, unless there is any dramatic change, he will work in the finale a week from this Sunday against the Diamondbacks. Steven Strasburg. 2-2 the count.
To a fastball on the outside corner right by Ian Desmond. He's had a nice ball game tonight, a couple of base hits.
That one is fouled off.
Steven Strasburg. Trust me, every Diamondback knows who's pitching Sunday. Next Sunday. Trust
they do,
me,
don't
they all know. I used to love it. Hey, man. Uh-oh, another homer?
No.
Have we said these guys hit a lot of homers? They hit 4 tonight.
It kind of reminded me of Toronto tonight.
Oh, man. That's a great analogy. Great comparison. Cito Gaston, he don't like those singles and doubles. Man, I need some guys. Homer.
2-2 is outside. Arizona, by the way, with 8 runs in the ball game tonight without a homer. They scored 10 runs against Florida on July the 8th without a homer. They scored 8 runs against Toronto, of all teams, on May 22nd without a homer. The only 2 times, as that one is a ground ball to short. Stephen Drew is up with it and in time for the out. It's the only 2 times prior to tonight that Arizona scored 6 or more runs without a homer.
Now with the Washington Nationals with 4 runs on 4 solo home runs tonight, Darren, just shows you that solo homers don't beat you.
No. Arizona won a game against Toronto. I'm not sure if it was that game we were speaking of, in which they gave up 6 homers.
6 home runs and 1. 6 solo shots, right?
I believe it was solos, all of them, each and every one of them.
Jose Bautista just continues to smash the baseball for the Toronto Blue Jays.
His future Hall of Famer Pudge Rodriguez as he takes a pitch. 1-0 the count. One and one. It'll be fun to see San Diego. I know that you were raving about the way they played in that series after the break.
Very impressive.
Arizona has turned 9 double plays, by the way, in this series. 9.
2 outs away from splitting this 30-game series.
Who'd have thought it? Never seen one of those in the schedule before this year.
14 and 15 coming into this.
And I remember it was about 2.5 weeks ago when we had coffee with Pudge.
And Jim Riggleman.
He went ahead and bought a home here in the Valley. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2 the count.
Steven Strasburg actually pitched the 6th game and then went on the DL.
We have fun. It's actually just the end of a 12-game series. 2-2 the count.
Oh, man. What a sinker that was from Aaron Heilman. And the Nationals' last hopes fall with Willie Harris.
And the last chance with Mark Reynolds looking on to maybe take up for him until that series next weekend in D.C.
Yeah, but I'm not a big believer in hitting the littlest guy on the field.
And the last guy.
Exactly.
So stay tuned then, as you say.
You want to send a message to Mark Reynolds, go ahead and hit one of those big guys.
I was thinking Ryan Zimmerman might be a guy an inning ago.
Anybody can hit the littlest guy on the field.
The 0-1. Just missed. 1-1 the count. So there's your reason to hang out next weekend. Seeing what happens with regard to taking up for Mark and Steven Strasburg on Sunday. Change-up sails away.
And of course, Darren won't be with us.
No.
Well-deserved.
It's not
second
a vacation
of the year.
No. The governor will be moving over to the TV side.
Yes, I'll only be there Sunday myself.
Yeah,
I got Strasburg.
You're off on a Bahamas vacation as well. That is a pitch that is low. 3-1 the count. Love the governor.
Being the candy man. Going to do some TV come Washington.
A little chopper, and it's a foul ball, and into the Washington dugout it goes. 3-2, 2 outs. We hope those that have come down to the ballpark have enjoyed themselves. We've loved having you here.
They're making some good noise. Good for them.
Thanks for inviting us into your home tonight. The 3-2. Fly ball right field, just enough to races to the top. The Diamondbacks win it. And the fine pitching from Barry Enright continues. That's really the story tonight. Great pitching from a guy who was in Double-A about a month ago. And Gracie, a night in which you score a bunch without a homer. Some timely hitting, moving the ball around, and a couple of left-handed hitters, and Johnson and LaRoche hanging in there all night long.
Yeah, Johnson and LaRoche, they were the guys that really keyed the middle of the order. No Mark Reynolds for at least tonight and probably further on. But the middle of the order, anchored by Johnson, anchored by LaRoche. Justin Upton pitched in as well. Really good job scoring 8 runs without the benefit of a home.
Well, a whole lot to talk about. The boys ready to do so. It is our